I'm your host, and you know that, and it's so wonderful to have you with us this evening. As the seasons change, well, many children experiences colds, blocked nose, coughs, and allergies. Parents are often searching for safe and natural ways to help ease these symptoms alongside proper medical care. So one option that has become increasingly popular is the use of essential oils. But are they safe for children? Which oils can be used? How should they be used correctly? And what precautions should parents take? So joining us to unpack this important topic is Dr. Ganiat Abesola, who would share her professional insights into how essential oils may support children's respiratory health safely and responsibly. Stay tuned as we separate facts from fiction and answer some of the most common questions parents have to ask. Assalamu alaikum. Well, we are trying to get a hold of Dr. Abesola. We have her on the screen. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we can see each other. Okay, so while we are trying to get through her, during the flu seasons, when you think about it, we tend to take our children to the doctor. We tend to take our children to the pharmacy, and they end up taking medication which makes them sleepy and drowsy, and unfortunately they have school the very next day. And how do they function? And also, there's lots of facts and you could say fiction about antibiotics. So when children tend to take antibiotics quite often, it actually weakens their immune system. So we're going to look into natural oils. It's becoming a trend. If you think about it, a lot of parents and even educators, and even you in your home could do this, where you can light in a burner lavender oil. So lavender oil has the tendencies to keep everything calm and relaxed. But Dr. Ganiat is going to tell us all the other essential oils. So you do not need to go for a course. She's going to lecture us, she's going to advise us and tell us how to shop smart, especially with essential oils. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we have her on screen, but we
Lotto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna Rabbana lawafurun shakur.
Car won't start?
Can feel auto.
Noisy brakes?
Can feel auto.
Due for a service?
Can feel auto.
Can feel auto. The answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Can feel auto. Your RMI and insurance approved workshop. Follow the red and white board in the passage at 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call Shafi on 031 207 2399. Can feel auto.
Build a secondary income. Imagine your investments working harder for you. Anglo Wealth offers professionally managed Sharia-compliant investment opportunities designed to help grow your wealth while generating regular profit share that can support your long-term financial goals. Start your investment journey from 50,000 Rand. Visit our website anglowealth.co.za or call 0315665201. Anglo Wealth Sharia is a registered national credit provider, NCRCP 7297.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. We are trying to link up with Dr. Abesola. Can she hear us? While our tech is trying to do that. Can you hear us, Dr. Abesola? Okay. Well, while he's trying to connect, I think if we can't connect, we should take a WhatsApp call. You are trying. Well, those are the gremlins always, when you think about Wi-Fi. We try so hard sometimes. We'll stick to the old-fashioned way we link up telephonically. Okay. So, again, as I was telling y'all about essential oils are so important now in this day and age. When you think about it, parents and even us are trying to go back to nature, back to natural ways of living, lifestyles and everything else. So we don't want to go to the doctors and get injections and take unnecessary medication. But we need to treat it naturally. So I know tea tree oil is quite popular, and the public, everyone knows now about tea tree oils. They tend to use it for if you have an allergic reaction, a rash, if you have some kind of infection on your skin, but you do not apply it on it because it will burn around it. Yeah, and even when you think about it, there's orange essence oil. There's a hell of a lot of oils. And Dr. Abesola, we are looking so forward for her to tell us how to use these oils and how we can use them for medicinal purposes, how we can use them to make our home smell lovely, how we can use them for relaxation, to de-stress. Well, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Use them for them to make our home smell lovely. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Finally got you. Well, we have Dr. Abesola who we are linking up with. Unfortunately, we have to do a WhatsApp call because the Wi-Fi is quite bad. It's just dropping all the time. Well, Dr. Abesola, I don't think you need much of an introduction on Radio Al-Ansar. Everybody knows you are a medical doctor and you are also kind of, you could say, like maybe a homeopath too, who is noted for oils. I remember 2 years ago, I came back from Umrah and we were doing a presentation and I just had this uncontrollable cough. It just comes, And I got so anxious because I was presenting live and I ran into the bathroom and you followed me and you gave me an oil to smell. I think it was on tissue. And alhamdulillah, the cough just subsided and I was good to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was like alhamdulillah, that was just like a miracle. Like, one would think like you'll have to wait a day or two, like medication. So I do have belief in essential oils. Right now it's the flu season. Can you tell us advice? Parents are keep on taking their children to the local GP, antibiotics, medication, going to school. Why would you say alternative to go to essential oils?
Jazakallah khairan, Sumaya, alhamdulillah. Really, when we look at most of the time, even when we as GPs receive patients in our rooms, especially where it's mothers or parents of young children, we find that most of the time they would have tried one home remedy or the other before they decide to seek medical attention. Now, talking and looking at essential oils, it's actually more in trying to guide them on how to use it correctly, because definitely there's so much of benefit in nature, and it's for us to now know the exact way to approach the usage and what to use when and how much to use. So definitely nature has so much of benefits in it, and essential oils, especially known from ancient times to have this wonderful therapeutic effect, because in all different realms of wellness, they do serve a huge purpose and a very important role in support and in comfort.
Doctor, what are essential oils and how are they made? Lots of people don't even know what are essential oils. They don't understand it. Can you explain to our listeners what are essential oils and what are they made of?
Now, essential oils are aromatic compounds which are extracted from different parts of the plant, such as the leaves, the flowers, the stem, sometimes it's from the bark, or even from the roots. And this could be extracted via steam distillation or sometimes by cold pressing. And these aromatic compounds they're chemical compounds and they do act on different receptors in the body. The most common ways of using these are firstly topically by applying to the skin, also via inhalation when used in a diffuser or just smelling from the bottle. And we can also use them in other ways by adding maybe in a room spray or even using as patches where we add onto the pillows for a relaxing sleep, or even in a warm soak for a foot soak, just to help with calming or just to rejuvenate after a stressful day.
We are in the flu season. It's been kind of long. It's cold mornings, cold evenings. A lot of our kids play extramurals, and you know the story. Our little ones, and especially even our bigger ones, our teenagers, sometimes or most of the time, they're so busy that playing or doing sports, they do not like wearing a jersey, but they don't realize they get that draft coming into them. And at this time of the year, a lot of educators will tell you they have at least between 5 to 12 learners who constantly are coughing, having respiratory infections.
You're muted on your side, Sumaya. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So, can essential oils cure respiratory infections, or do they simply help to relieve the symptoms?
We need to understand that they are not medicines. They do not cure flu or viral infections. However, they may help children feel much more comfortable. And this happens via promoting relaxation when a child is sick. They help to support better sleep. They also help older children to feel less bothered by symptoms such as nasal congestion. And it's important that they are used alongside complementary and not as a replacement for medical care.
Okay. Do you know, looking at our children, I'm a mum and so are you, but you know your oils. So if I go into a store, and do I just pick up any essential oil, or how do I know which one is good, which one is not, manufactured in a factory, which one is natural, and which one is safest for my child?
That's a very important question there, Sumaya. We find that this is an industry that's been quite unregulated, and there's so many different brands out there with everyone making their claims to purity, to being 100% natural and or organic, and you get all the different terminologies. And this makes it really difficult for consumers to know what exactly to go for, because the options are way too many. Firstly, I would advise that you look out for oils that are certified pure tested grade, essential oils that have third-party testing, essential oils that have individual rating that is actually from not just within, but also externally rated. And it's important also to consult with a specialist, as a specialist aromatherapist, or with a pharmacy that you know that you can trust, and they actually can recommend what they believe is best when it comes to the different brand of essential oils, because there are too many out there.
And the prices differ. I mean, drastically. That depends on the purist, how pure it is, purity of it.
Yes, there is a huge difference when it comes to pricing, because 95% of essential oils in the market claim purity and organic and 100% natural and all these different terms that they carry. However, many of them have been tested and they've been shown to be filled with fillers, contaminants, and sometimes they don't actually contain more than 1% of what they claim on the label.
Okay.
So you will find that for a company that is thorough and works with a medical team or a scientific team to ensure that all the standards are being put in place, then definitely in that sense of it, you find that you may actually have much more expensive oils in this regard.
Okay. Do you know, are there any essential oils that should never be used on babies and little kids?
Definitely, we do find that some essential oils are hot in nature. And even with the mild ones, it's important when using on children that we do a patch test on a little area of the skin after it's been properly diluted according to the age, whether it's a baby, a younger kid, or an older kid. So there is a recommendation on how to dilute with the carrier oil. And it's important that we do a patch test where we can apply to a small area of skin in order to check for sensitivity. Now, these oils which are hot and should be avoided in babies and little kids include oregano, clove is also another oil that's really hot. And we also have a few other ones like wintergreen, which also should be avoided in babies and little children. Some oils are high in their menthol content, and they can be safe to use in little ones only after proper dilution.
Okay. Do you know, so what is the safest way to use essential oils for children? How would we know whether we should put it in diffusers, we should inhale it, or rub it like a topical cream or something? How do we know that? Which oils can be used?
Now, topical use would always come in as the first option with babies, with small kids. And this is because the skin has got a very large surface area, and with using it with a carrier oil also helps to increase the absorption of the essential oil to maximize its benefits. And this is preferred to using a diffuser in the younger kids because they still have a smaller developing airway, and they may find some oils more irritable than others. Oils like lavender, for example, are really mild and have been proven to be quite safe, even when used neat in some older children. So with lavender, it's commonly also found in many of the baby products because of its soothing, calming effect. And we find that this is quite nice to use not just for respiratory support because it has antihistaminic properties, but it also calms babies and helps to relax and give them to support a better sleep in babies.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Now let's tackle all the oils what parents want to listen, our listeners right now, to help our child during this flu season. So your child has diagnosed and congestion. Which oil should we use and how should we use it?
Many would be familiar with eucalyptus, I remember during COVID, everyone was busy with the eucalyptus or menthol crystals, trying to support and relieve congestion, especially. However, with eucalyptus, similarly with peppermint, it's important when we use them topically to make sure that they are properly diluted according to whether it's an older kid or a younger kid that it's been applied onto. So we dilute with the carrier oil. Carrier oils include coconut oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, argan oil. These are some different carrier oils that we can use to dilute this essential oil. So peppermint and eucalyptus are very common, and they really help with easing congestion. On younger children, lemon can also be very useful because it's milder. It doesn't have a high, unlike peppermint and eucalyptus that are high in menthol. Lemon has got limonene, and with that, it also relieves and unblocks whatever is it helps to unplug the congestion. And we find that lemon, basically with lemon essential oil, it's much milder, and it also still has to be diluted for topical use. That's also important. With older kids, it's safe from 10 years and above to actually have that oil in the diffuser. So you can have a combination of peppermint, lemon, and even tea tree, including lavender as well. So peppermint, lemon, lavender, tea tree are nice to use in the diffuser in older children. This combination is very good for, especially with those who suffer with allergies, where it's chronic sinusitis or allergic rhinitis. The peppermint is known to unblock and decongest. The lemon gives support to the immune system. The lavender is calming and has antihistaminic properties. And the tea tree is cleansing. So it forms a lovely blend to have running in the diffuser where it is used in a large open space, and it can be regulated.
Do you know, I think lots of us have this, even our children. Get up in the morning and the sneezing starts, you know, the allergies, the hay fever. How can we treat that, and what oils would you recommend for that?
Looking at the allergies, hay fever, it is very important that, firstly, nutrition, encouraging plenty of fluids as well. Nutritious meals, warm soups, fruits are also important to have the child well nourished. Then using saline nasal drops or sprays. This can be used anytime for blocked noses, or even a cool mist humidifier where the air is quite dry. These can all be quite beneficial. And honey also can really help to soothe, you know, the postnasal drips or even the irritating cough once the child is over 1 year old. We don't want to give below 1 year children who are below one honey in order to prevent complications. Now, with essential oils that can help support the allergies and hay fever, a combination of the peppermint, the lemon, and the lavender, especially because lavender has the antihistaminic properties. And oftentimes when these kids, because they sneeze frequently and they rub their nose because of the itching and the irritation, you find that they often also present with nose bleeding.
Yeah.
And applying diluted lavender or applying lavender nades in older kids over the nasal bridge actually helps to control that bleeding.
Yeah.
So this is also an important one, which parents can take note of if they have kids who actually suffer with allergic rhinitis or with chronic sinusitis before they get to the emergency room.
You know, the next one is sleep, especially if your child has a flu and they cannot sleep, they have the cold. So what role do essential oils play in improving sleep when children have colds?
Some oils such as lavender and Roman chamomile, they do help to create a calming bedtime environment. And you know that better sleep would support recovery from illness. It also promotes emotional well-being, healthy growth and development. And, when the child has a good night's rest, then they're likely to be less crabby in the morning or the following day. So they do work best as part of a good bedtime routine.
Yeah.
So using the lavender as a room spray, or using it in the diffuser, or even applying the Roman chamomile diluted to the bottom of the feet or along the spine, that can be a nice way to support sleep in children.
Children with asthma, how can they use essential oils safely?
Yeah, children with asthma do have different triggers that, actually bring up the asthma attacks, or that can worsen, or exacerbate their asthma. So it's important with simple inhalation or topical patch test to determine what is mild enough and what is supportive enough for them. Some essential oils may be better tolerated than others. We've mentioned that lavender is actually quite calming and very mild. And because of the antihistaminic properties, it's also better tolerated. Peppermint, eucalyptus, they've got high menthol content, but in older kids, they also are safe when diluted and applied topically to open up the airways because they decongest. We also find that lemon can also be supportive here, because especially where the nostrils are clogged or there's a runny nose, it can also help with breathing. And with asthmatic kids, if we know already what are those triggers that bring up their asthma attacks, then it's especially important to avoid the triggers and just to use oils that can calm them and help to restore comfort.
There's so many uses of essential oils. We can use it. Tell me, for your bath water, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for your child or your baby, do you recommend us just pouring a bottle into a bucket or into the tub for whatever purpose we wanted, whether it's relaxation or whether it's for sinuses? Should we be doing that, or should we be given a prescription or thought how to use the oil if we are using it in water? Not as a diffuser, but for us to have a bath and relax.
For relaxation in a bath, I would discuss that more in relation to adults.
Yeah.
Now, that's where we can actually say, let's put it to a safe use. And the best way to use this would be to put in the oils, the drops of oil, into Epsom salt, where you actually mix it into Epsom salt firstly, before you pour that under running water to dissolve it in your bath. And this will be more recommended for adults. Now, your choice of essential oils can depend on what you're looking to achieve. Where you've had a long day, or you've been very busy, active, or you've been having so many hours of gym or workouts, and you need to soothe the muscles, then you can add oils that really can help with pain, oils that also relax and calm Oils that can help with pain, eucalyptus is one. It not only opens up the airways nicely, but it also helps to support pain. Rosemary is also known to support pain. Then we have wintergreen, which is also very good for pain. And these oils have to be mixed into the Epsom salt properly before you run your Epsom salt into your bath. And if you're looking to go to bed, have a lovely, relaxing sleep, then oils like lavender, oils like frankincense, oils like chamomile are very relaxing, and they're perfect for nighttime in order to get a good quality sleep.
Messages are coming through. My child is hyperactive. What oil would you prefer? Especially probably to continue or concentrate in school. Which oil will you recommend?
In order to concentrate or focus, specifically peppermint is an amazing one, which helps with concentration, with alertness. And this is diluted adequately and can be applied to the temples or behind the neck or to pulse points. And then we find that rosemary is very good when it comes to cognitive function. It helps with memory. The lemon or the citrus essential oils like wild orange, clementine, tangerine also promote clarity and makes it easier to lift any brain fog. They also uplift the mood. And this is very important for kids, even for adults. When we settle to study or to do work, it's important to be in the right mood and to be in the right frame of mind. So the mints, the citrus oils, and rosemary, to mention a few. Other oils are also very good for concentration and focus, like basil, which is also an amazing one, or lime, also part of the citrus. And even adding a bit of lavender or Roman chamomile, because you need to actually be calm in order to be able to sort and extract the information from your long-term memory when you need to have a recall, especially when they sit to write tests or exams.
You know, we would say essential oils are natural. So I think lots of us are guilty of this. We think there's no side effects. So we can use as much as we want, whether it's inhaling or in the diffuser or topical as a cream. So are natural products always safe simply because they are natural?
Thank you so much. It's important to differentiate between being natural and being safe. So they're not used interchangeably. You can have natural products, and some people might still have allergies to a natural product. The same way you find that with allergies, when you do an allergy test, you find different people being allergic to different things, whether it's food or inhalational pollutants, or even sometimes grass or different plants. So it's important to actually be able to safely determine that the individual isn't allergic, firstly, and to have it being used in the correct dilutions so that you know that they're safe and they're not going to lead to side effects like rash or sensitivity or cause any other like burns with hot oils being used directly on the skin without diluting them. And being natural also doesn't mean you can take the oil and gulp it down your throat, because it also requires that you follow instructions already clearly stated on the bottle, and to even be much more better informed by discussing with your health professional to see whether one that you're choosing to use is fine and is safe enough for you. That's also important that we use them in moderation. And if the child still has persistent breathing difficulties or just seems to be getting worse, it's important to seek medical attention promptly.
Well, our topic this evening is the role of essential oils in providing respiratory support for children during seasonal changes. We'll be taking a short ad break.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Kelly Ramazani from Korea Campus. Success isn't only measured by what we achieve, it is also about the moments that inspire us to grow. This Women's Month, join me at Hamask Her Story, where you'll enjoy a day full of uplifting conversation, inspiration, delicious food, and meaningful sisterhood. Tickets are just 300 Rand. Book yours today by calling Al Ansar Outreach on 031 208 1601. Invest in yourself. I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
At this time of trial and worry, the blessings of charity are the ideal means to avoid calamity and despair. The Al Imdad Foundation gives you the opportunity to sponsor a share in a borehole in South Africa for just 1,000 Rand and provide what the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, called the best form of charity. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
More than 800 million people around the world live in deep poverty, uncertain of where the next meal will come from. For those on the brink of starvation, a food pact means survival, dignity, and hope. Send food, send kindness. Be the reason a family does not go hungry. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Radio Al Ansar, 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. I'm your host, Sumaya Khan, on School Matters. Our topic this evening is the role of essential oils in providing respiratory support for children during seasonal changes. And our guest who we linked up with is Dr. Abesola. She's advising us, telling us how to use the oils and what they can be used for. Doctor, are there any risk or side effects parents should watch out for if they are using essential oils?
Well, definitely, it's important, as I've previously mentioned, that the oils must be used safely. We need to consider the age of the child in order to have it properly diluted. And a child is coming up with worse or difficulty in breathing, where you find that because of irritation of the respiratory tract, or you find a child is coming up with a rash or hives after a topical application, definitely red flags that show that you need to stop immediately and you need to seek medical attention.
Okay. What are the common mistakes parents make when using essential oils?
We must remember that children are not little adults. And it's also very important that these oils are not given by mouth or under the nose or put into the eyes. And we don't apply undiluted oils directly to the skin. And very important, especially with younger children, is to keep the bottles out of children's reach and not to go ahead to apply the oils without first performing a patch test, especially when they need to use it topically. Once irritation occurs, they need to discontinue the use. And it's important also that oils which can especially cause serious breathing issues, commonly with camphor, oils that contain camphor, or wintergreen, or pennyroyal, or even like oils that are high in menthol content. These need to be used only in older children and can be avoided in infants and very young children as well.
Okay. Well, I'm a parent and I know Dr. Abesola knows how to use oils and, so if you want to seek advice, how do we contact you?
My practice is the Prestige Lifestyle Clinic on Randalls Road. And you can reach me via our WhatsApp number, which is 068 546 0381, or also on my own personal number, which is 072 651 4373. And you can easily send in a message and have an appointment booked. And sometimes if you just need some clarity, some clarification, you can also be assisted with that.
Yeah. I remember, I think it's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years back, during COVID, you were going around, alhamdulillah, to government schools especially, and educating and giving little samples of oils. Can you tell us what oil that was and what was that was kind of a reputable, good oil.
You are muted, Sumaya.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, I can.
I said during COVID time, you were going around, especially government schools, educating parents, learners, and especially the teachers about essential oils. And you came with little bottles of essential oils. And I remember you told us there's different brands. We're not marketing anything, but can you tell us the brand which you feel which is the best? Parents would like to know.
Well, over the past 6 years, we do have the doTERRA brand being available to us here in South Africa. And as a medical practitioner, I've actually found great comfort and trust in partnering with the company, because there is a lot of scientific research that goes into the products, and there's continuous improvement in developing products that are suited for consumers' use, and also in making sure that the purity is is constantly upgraded. There is never a time where there is compromise where purity is concerned. And we even have that there's been supplements that have been developed for adults to make use of from these plants. And this is quite interesting to see that there's a whole scientific research team that has on board medical doctors, scientists, pharmacists, who form part of the scientific research team to ensure that there is constant updates and constant development in what is being produced and what is being received at the consumer's end. And the fact that they also do a lot of giving back to the communities where the oils are sourced. South Africa here is known to produce the eucalyptus and white grapefruit. The eucalyptus is mainly gotten from the Oribi Gorge area, and that's really important. It's right here in KZN, and one can always visit and actually see how much of work is being done and how they also help to empower the community by giving back via development of health services or orphanages or schools, and just knowing that there is that partnership and in empowering the local farmers to farm better and to also give them incentives in order to help them mechanize their farming. It makes it such a great impact, not just to the consumers, but also to those who help in producing these oils.
Okay. Doctor, if parents right now or individuals or educators haven't used essential oils and they want to use it for the first time, what advice you have just for the beginners out there?
Yes, Mayor, I didn't hear you.
I said, what advice do you have about essential oils, especially for first-time users or parents who would like to use it? What advice do you have for them?
Okay. It's important when we look at aromatherapy's safety for kids, they can be safe when they are used correctly. And that safety would depend on the type of oil you're selecting, the age of the child you want to use it on, the correct dilution, and the proper method of use as well. And obviously, you need to avoid oils, as discussed, that are hot or which are high in menthol or camphor-containing oils. And you need to look out for possibility of coughing, wheezing, skin irritation, or any allergic reaction when making use of these oils. So my key take-home message for the parents would be that although these are natural products and they can support and give comfort, but they are not medicines.
Yeah.
It's important to realize that good nutrition, proper hydration, rest, and especially good hand hygiene remain the most effective ways to support children during seasonal illnesses.
Dr.
And you should use the oils safely and in moderation. And when in doubt, consult your doctor, pharmacist, or a qualified aromatherapist before using essential oils.
Dr. Abesola, Jazakallah, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and helping us better understand both the benefits and the precautions surrounding essential oils, especially for children. Jazakallah once again for linking up with us.
Thank you so much, Sumaya, for having me. And I do hope that all our listeners on Radio Lancer have managed to take one or two important messages back home tonight.
Jazakallah. Definitely. To our listeners, remember that while essential oils may offer support, relief for some respiratory symptoms, they should never replace professional medical advice or prescribed treatment. Always use them safely, choose quality products, follow correct dilution guidelines, and consult a healthcare professional if you're unsure. That's so important. So thank you for joining us on School Matters. I'm Sumaya Khan, wishing you and your family good health and well-being. Assalamu alaikum.
Pila no tolo, yelele.